Are you sure about that?
Where's that guy? God of boy.
Total Biscuit or the Cynical Brit, depending on how you know him as.
Boy.
Well, that'd be why I'd want to talk about God of War. I just just bought and played it.
What, do you have some anti-God of War bias or something?
What are you, boy? The boy apparently does not abuse.
I'll go first. Fractured Space. Everybody download it. It's freaking great. It's free. It's spaceship battles done right. End of line. Oh man, I love spaceships.
Sounds like
And
an ad. Are you a
it's
shill?
like MOBA and Battlestar Galactica had a baby.
Go ahead, Crimson.
I saw a black Nazi in that game once. I saw an Asian woman fighting for the Allies.
Diversity, man. Diversity. Well, that'd be difficult because I'm never happy.
That you need to go in details or anything? Just that?
Yes, yes.
Battlefield
Any
1.
campaign stuff or
Mad skills. Even in World Warships. By his friends.
well, boy, are you finally done?
If I could have a request from Articas, it would be, what is new? What is officially for this cast? What is new in Star Trek Online?
What is new on Star Trek Online? This week is still the queue for the Terran bullcrap. But come, it's yes, closing the portals and saving the station.
Oh, you mean the one with the best lines ever, where the chick's all like, "Kill them!" Ha! Ha!
No, not that one. For the Terran Empire. That's not the one where Lita has her lines in there now.
That's too bad. I love those lines.
But the Gamma Quadrant, I think I touched this on the last one, but opening the Gamma Quadrant is going to be a new sector space. It's going to be just a giant battle zone sector space, something new they're doing. Instead of just a little queue thing you go to like a battle zone, it's just going to be an entire sector as a battle zone. You get to play as a Jem'Hadar, of course, or Cardassian for them, which I don't. They're ugly and they're stupid and they're Nazis. Yeah, straight. But that comes out in a few weeks, so I'm waiting for that really.
Deep Space Nine.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of stoked about that. I saw some like early pictures of their remodeling the level and resizing and stuff.
Oh yeah, DS9 looks beautiful now. Exactly like the show. I downloaded the test server, which is called Tribble, and logged into it and looked at it, and it looks really, really good.
I'm excited to hear the voice acting contributions of the guy who plays Rom, and oh my God, Jeffrey Combs. Oh my God, I can't
Quark,
wait. And Quark. Oh wow, it's gonna be great.
the
Yeah, his
Doctor,
name is Ethan
everybody.
Phillips,
Basically,
right?
everybody's
We
gonna
know.
be except for Cisco.
I mean, they can never get the captains. Like getting Jean-Luc Picard will be impossible.
Well, well in the game on STO, he's basically retired and is in London right now. I was reading the lore on that. He's basically just chilling at his house doing nothing.
Are we talking about Avery Brooks?
Nah, Picard.
Oh yeah.
And Janeway, far as I know, she's still an admiral, so I don't see why I can't get her in there. And
She's
Cisco,
busy
of course,
doing. Isn't
Cisco's
she
in the
still doing
wormhole.
like Orange is the New Black still or something?
And maybe. And of course, Cisco's in the wormhole, just chilling. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'll just say chilling. But other than I've been playing is City Skyline, which came out with a new little DLC for it. Build your own little parks. That's what I'm messing with at the moment, actually.
It
And
just
don't
seems like
see,
there's a lot of small DLC that City Skylines tends to release.
it's a Paradox game, so go figure. I mean, just look at all their games. They're full DLC. It's not DLC you must have to play the game, but it just adds to it. So it's like they don't force you to do it. Exactly.
Yeah, the last one I got was like that winter one that you could have the heat pipes for.
Yeah, that's one of the weakest ones, I'd say. The best one is the night one, like adds clubs and stuff, the leisure ones.
After Dark, I think it's called.
Yeah, After Dark, that was like probably the top one. And now the park one's right there with it because it adds a lot more tourism to your cities. And if you like disasters and watch your city get blown up, of course that DLC is perfect because I do every once in a while. I'll save it and just start blowing my city up, see how well it does after after like a giant tsunami or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what was it, Beyond Good and Evil or something? Where, no, I don't think that's the right name. But there's this game where you effectively can you are a god and
like Black and White and similar games.
That's it. Yeah.
Those are always fun games, being like the god and controlling. Not really controlling your little dudes, just kind of setting them on their path.
And of course, you decide, okay, well, I'm going to be evil, and they decide to just completely stop worshiping you or something.
There was a similar game that was early access that myself and Backkillers had, but it kind of plumped out and never got finished. I forgot the name of it because it's been so long now. But that's the only two games I've been playing is Star Trek Online and City Skyline lately.
I can't remember. Let me see. I've been doing Fractured Space. Of course, Black Desert Online is a beautiful MMO. Oh my God.
Go into detail on that bad boy because none of us here has played that.
It's a very rich game. I mean, on the top you can very easily mistake it for just a hack and slash, and it can seem pretty shallow, but then when you get into exploration and discovering nodes and unlocking the nodes and hiring workers for the nodes and resources and processing those resources and the marketplace and Oh my god, the game just goes so deep.
How deep does it go? And it's a turtles all the way down.
All the way to the bottom of that rabbit hole, man. And let me see, like, you get guilds that fight over these nodes, like towns and like resource nodes all over the map. They become available for like conquests at different intervals, and whoever wins these areas on the map will receive tax, all the tax money that is collected in that region until the next time they fight for it and either lose it or win it again.
The faction-based controls.
It's like they give you incentive to go after that kind of stuff. It's very lucrative. Oh yeah, if you're just going by art style, the game is absolutely gorgeous. It is a gorgeous game. The heads-up display can be really annoying when you first start in the game. You're going to want to go in and turn off a lot of stuff because it'll just spam your screen. Will tell you all about that. Telling you where in the heads-up display to go so that you can turn off the stuff in the heads-up display so that you can play. Alright, I'm going to launch this game on Fractured Space. I'm going into battle. So, next.
Yeah, I'm done, but their CrimsonLance kind of went a little light on yours. Ready to go into yours. Please tell us how fast you were, or how sucky you are, or...
How immersive is the game? Do you get sucked in? Like that kind of stuff.
Do the leaderboards between the different platforms bleed into each other, or are they separate?
On PC and console, that'd be separate. Definitely.
I wonder whatever happened to that trend of trying to unify all the platforms. Anything else to add?
Oh,
I can
wow.
hear you.
Well, you can.
Oh, bummer.
Retake.
There's
Nah.
my device. It's not.
Okay, there we go. I think you all should... Now the video can hear me. Tra la la la. Fucking... Man, I'm glad I caught that 15 minutes into the video.
Idiot.
And they all just sit here like, why are they silent?
Yeah, because that's what I was like. I'm like,
been listening to one side of a conversation.
Well, I noticed that...
20 minutes.
I noticed my mic / aux audio bar wasn't moving yet. The desktop audio would be bouncing up and down. I'm like, something fucking happened here. So I guess I'll fix that. Yay! Yeah. But so that means like 15 minutes of
Just you not talking.
Of me not
So,
talking.
Go
The-
into your Battlefield 1.
The intro didn't get recorded right, all that shit. Oh well. But yeah, Battlefield 1, just play objective, all I really do. I don't like the assault class. Not really. Can't handle it. Basically, once you get to a high enough level, it's just fucking shotgun assholes running around. But yeah, there it is.
Shotguns.
God. They're,
Everybody, on multiplayer, everybody complains about people using shotguns.
they're
I always
nice
to use
when
it,
you're
go in their
using
face and
them,
blow in their faces.
but once they get used on you, you're like, fuck this shit. Take these things out of the game.
I mean, it's the price of having them is that they get used on you.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Anything else?
No, Articas keeps bringing it back to me for some reason. I don't know why.
Because you don't go into detail on it.
Well, it's Battlefield 1. Everybody knows Battlefield 1. It's been out for like 2 years now.
Talk about some of your matches or something like that. No.
Nah. That's what the channel's for. Go to my YouTube and watch some of the shit on there. I haven't done a
What if they don't
Battlefield
want to watch
recording.
the channel but only want to watch the podcast?
Well, we got a website for that. Go to vidjacast.com.
Okay, well, I guess he's done.
Yeah, yeah.
Indeed.
Alright, boss, so, my turn?
Yeah.
Well, I've mostly been playing God of War. I'd ordered it and went through it pretty quickly. I mean, did a few side quests, but mostly did the mainline quest.
Only a few side quests.
Yeah, a few.
Just a few.
Apparently, the Valkyries they're designed with the thought that you'll complete the game and then come back to them, apparently. And I'm like, by the time I've completed the game, I just can't bother.
Man, I'm dropping frames like crazy.
But I mean, I like with Kratos, he's got a new family. I mean, and it looks like he's trying to fight against his nature, kind of thing. I mean, again, kind of what he was doing in the original series. It's just that he's actually wrangling himself in and keeping control. Somewhat.
I don't know much about the original because I just got into this.
There's this perfect line in which was it Chains of Olympus, I believe it was, that Kratos after he rescues his brother and his brother ends up dying and the gravekeeper is digging a grave, and he goes and just like in the scene of the first game where he is trying to begins to take a step off the edge of a cliff, but unlike the first one, he steps back and goes, "By the gods, what have I become?" And the gravekeeper looks at him and goes, I forget the exact way he phrased it, but it's like, "Death, the destroyer of worlds." So yeah, Kratos definitely consumed by rage, and you can see that his son has inherited that as well, and he's trying to. I like the scene in the game where he goes, he hands Atreus the knife, and he points. It's like a weapon is only as good as the. He points to his heart. It's useful by courage and bravery, but as long as it's tempered, and he points to his head by this.
Yeah. I've been watching some people do a playthrough of it, and it's cool. Makes me want to buy a PS4 just so I can play God of War.
I mean, in general, buying a system for just a game, probably not the best thing, but
that's the whole reason they do it, but yeah.
But there are actually a few games on the PlayStation that if you can, I would recommend that you get it because there's like God of War, um, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Is that one with the female
Yeah,
and
but
the
female protagonist who's
yes?
a clone of the scientist. Yeah, that one. And she's in a
Well,
world with
spoilers.
giant robots. The game's been out for almost a year and a half. There even had talks. There's even been talks about a second game. So, spoilers unwarranted, boy. But I also just love how much of an asshole Kratos can be. He
Oh
calls
yeah.
his son boy. He calls Freya like woman and such. And Mimir, after he chops off his head and reanimates it. Not much of a big spoiler if you knew Norse. Mimir was a messenger who had his head beheaded, so it makes sense to have him beheaded in the game as well. And he just calls him head.
That's great.
I mean, towards the end, you see a few touching moments and all that, and it's like Kratos is regaining his humanity, and I enjoy it.
Heck,
As
there
well as
was
this
a few
visceral
moments in the
feeling of all the
beginning.
fights. I mean, you start the beginning with chopping down wood for the funeral pyre to your wife.
Yeah.
It's about as it reminds me of the impact in the first game and the first scene. You see Kratos trying to commit suicide at the monster that he has become, as well as release from his bond to the gods. And of course, they deny him because, well, the Greek pantheon is.
You go.
They're just, yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I was talking on the wrong channel.
How dare you? Get your fucking channels right.
But I've been just listening to a lot of the press, and they're like, "Oh, Kratos was finally beginning to care about people," and yada yada. I'm like, yeah, Kratos was like 90% blood, kill, blood, but even from the beginning, that's not all he was. It was just that again. I mean, there's even within the first few games where he, after being tricked to killing his wife and daughter, is going insane and is outright delusional.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Mm.
which with mentioning how bad the press coverage of some things can lead me right into one of the other things I'd like to talk about is one of the games journalists that I actually do like has passed away.
Yes. Fuck.
John Bain, his proper name, he gone by Total Biscuit and the Cynical Brit, was pretty decent in the sphere of games journalism. But yeah, I remember my first. I heard about him here and there before, but the first big thing that I actually heard about him and was part of the same movements as him was Gamergate. Was among the first time that I really started working on some of the same projects as him.
Any idea of how he died, or?
I didn't. I if I was to guess, because I'm not gonna sit here and be like, okay, well, how did he die? Because he's passed. That's for his family to deal with. But he was battling cancer.
Yeah, that'll get you.
Everybody gets sad now these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and the community who knew of him is also kind of in mourning. But primarily, it's like just not mentioned to the greater community. Yes, he's passed. Sad day. but let's make sure to leave the family to their mourning since they were the closest.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So, open the floor to you all before I pick another one of my topics. There you go.
I feel like, well, on the topic of celebrity deaths and stuff, it's like I feel like when a certain celebrity dies, there's either going to be two reactions. And it's going to be like mass mourning, and it's going to be all over the news, like it was with, well, Robin Williams was like a special case because he committed suicide. It was like he was everywhere. It was the talk for a couple months at least. But it's like, come on, guys, let the family mourn for at least a year or so before you start bringing up how he died and have it plastered everywhere. It's like nobody wants to walk down the street and see like a relative plastered on the front page, committed suicide by something or another.
Well, I'm not opposed to there being like memorials or something.
Yeah, yeah, that's but like
just the way that the news cycle seems to be so gleeful in reporting a lot of these things. It's like, I mean, one of the things that with that journalists that I generally like to be around have said along the lines is news is there to um, help the afflicted and uh, um, help the afflicted and afflict damn it, I can't remember the way he phrased it, but like those who are generally living comfortable and high power and generally corrupt, you sit there and expose it. But you also bring stories about the good side of humanity too, and I see more and more journalists just sitting there and like with the clickbait titles and all that shit, and they're like, come on.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's my 2 cents on it. It's like, eh. Before we switch topics, Spot, how's your game going?
Oh, kicking butt like always.
I don't know about
Lies.
always. Yeah, but say lies. I know a few games.
Honestly, right now I'm next to a very large capital ship battle cruiser, while he's firing large rounds into a battle of smaller craft that are swirling around each other, shooting at each other. One of them is my buddy who is losing a lot of health, and since I'm in a healing vessel, I'm gonna close in on his position right now, and I'm firing a healing beam at his ship, trying to keep his ass alive. And yes, the enemy ship just exploded everywhere, and my friend is alive.
Nice.
Healing beam.
Healing beam. They couldn't call
It's a
like.
scientific magical beam of healing.
How does it work though?
With science and magic at the same time. All over the place in
Is
your
it
face.
green?
Oh, I bet you it is. Is it a green beam?
It is green, duh. Everything that heals
Green,
in video
the
games
color
is
of
green,
blue.
alright? Like, the healing drones in the game, they have, like, green sparks come off of them and stuff. And, like, the healing beam, of course, is green. I mean, duh.
I mean, it obviously wouldn't be red or purple or
Of course it
blue.
wouldn't be red. A healing beam would never be red.
But I mean, the Red Cross logo on health packs, though that's now becoming green.
Is it?
Because the Red Cross sues anybody that uses the Red Cross symbol in video games on health packs. It's, believe me, it's a thing.
Oh yeah, they do. Even though
Oh shit,
I will
I'm
say
going to
for
die.
the Red Cross is you chose a logo that is among the world's simplest symbols and a certain color, and you expect people not to end up using it. Makes me want to use it and say, "Come fucking get me." Okay, so any topics y'all want to talk about?
Battlefield 5. Its fucking release trailer came out, what, a couple days ago now? It's been what? What's today? The 26th? 27th almost?
Yeah, I'd say it's currently the 26th. Almost the 27th.
We're 8 minutes away from the 27th. So it came out, what, the 23rd? 25th, I think? From what I've seen of it, I don't know. I would have to see more, in my opinion. Just a little bit more to be satisfied.
For me, it's just another Battlefield game. I'm like, have you seen one?
No, no. Articas will be the first one to tell you there's a difference between Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 4.
I'm not getting in that argument. Leave me alone.
Well, my thing is it a substantial difference or is it like kind of minor things?
Well, one is set
I
in...
say graphically. That's about it.
Yeah.
And more of a Call of Duty feel to it. The more
Which one?
the more they come out. There's all of them.
Really?
It's
You
just
think?
Like close combat is what it's like. Battlefield 4 is about like close combat. Like all the maps everybody played.
So that's what you like about the FPS, huh? Close quarters combat.
Well, no, I'm sniper, so I like big areas to sniper.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have a little bit of both if you really want a good game. I think you're gonna have a little bit of the sniping area and a little bit of the close quarter combat. So the assaults can use their shotguns.
But anything about the Battlefield 5 trailers you've seen that makes you think it might be good?
You can. They've added a. I don't know what you'd call it. I'm blanking right now, but they've added it to where you can build sandbags around gun emplacements now, which I think that's cool. Put that in fucking Battlefield 1. I heard someone say that the Destructibles is going to be more intense. They're going to be better than what they have been previously. Planes blowing up, anything blowing up is going to send out a shockwave now and knock you over or impact you in some way. Instead of just like a certain event having to happen for it to blow up or destroy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so more things to be able to get blown up. Ground and stuff like that you're talking about?
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of terrain impacts and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. That's what I like about Battlefield over Call of Duty is the Destructibles.
Vehicles!
And vehicles, yes.
They used to have bigger maps, but the maps in Battlefield games have been shrunk down to the size of COD maps. It's like, come on, this didn't used to be an arena shooter. This used to be a big, friggin', like, conquest map game. That's where its roots are, you know.
But, they gotta,
No, I don't know.
Well, maybe you don't know then.
Well, maybe you don't. I don't know, I just see that when there's like one really big winner, everyone tries to emulate everything about them and just like throw their ideas out the window.
Fucking, like, Fortnite with PUBG. When PUBG came out, it was crazy. The Battle Royale game. I think Fortnite came out about the same time, and it was like a zombie building game where you faced a horde and pretty much survived the horde. And then PUBG came out, and Fortnite was like, "Hey, we like that idea. We should find a way to put Battle Royale into our game as well." And now look at what you got. You got a fucking Fortnite Battle Royale. Hell,
Yeah.
even GTA 5 put Battle Royale modes in their game.
Well, it's one
Battle
thing would say
Royale,
like a
GTA
mode
5.
though.
I've
Yeah,
got GTA 5.
me too.
How do we? There's a Battle Royale mode.
Yeah, I don't remember what they called it, but yeah, yeah.
I'd try it out if you guys were playing it. I'd go and try that out. Of course, we just die, but we could see who lasts the longest.
I can already tell you that I don't have GTA 5.
I don't think. I think after what their mod thing, they lost quite a few gaming people. Well, then, of course, there was me who stayed because I bought the fucking game for I don't even remember how much now. It's
I was
like,
never into the mods, so it never really made any difference to me.
yeah, I was the same way as like okay, I don't know.
Actually, just installed that.
You uninstalled it or installed it?
Uninstalled it. Well, I
Uninstalled.
moved my other hard drive, so it's just sitting there chilling. I need space on my main hard drive.
Hmm.
Who here remembers the days when it was easy to uh, uh,
Uh, uh,
e-
uh.
easy to easy to get Windows to actually run programs from other hard drives?
I do not.
You could literally mount a hard drive as your programs folder and such.
Really? That sounds cool.
Yeah, it'd be useful to say have like your operating system here, and then your programs on a different one, and your personal documents here, and if you're a big gamer, have a hard drive dedicated to your games, and then another to your saves. Now Windows does not like that.
Windows is like, no, we don't do that no more.
Got anything else?
No, I think that's it for me for now. I'm sure I'll think of something. You got something you want to talk about? No? Got a little something?
Oh, I know Articas was trying to say something when you were earlier, and so I was wondering what Articas had to say.
Oh, did he now?
Do what now?
What? Yeah. When was this?
I forgot what I was going to say, probably, so I don't remember.
I don't remember interrupting anybody. I apologize.
I was going to interrupt you, but you kept on talking.
Oh, well, tell me to shut up next time.
Well, then the last topic I wanted to bring up was
You are and umming it up today. Jesus Christ.
Dude, you're not having very good time trying to articulate things.
I don't English well, but I speak perfect gibberish. But the last thing I wanted to talk about was game store platforms in general, like Steam and such. And have any of you tried alternative platforms for PC?
Well, I have Origin and Ubisoft and fuck, what else do I got on here? Let me look. Yeah, Steam, Origin, Ubisoft.
Are you talking about consoles?
Or Ubisoft is called Uplay. Sorry. Yeah, that's the
Well, not
three
not
I got.
like consoles versus PC. I'm talking about being able to buy a PC game through something similar to Steam and play it, like Steam and Origins and
Uplay.
Oh yeah. Actually, Origin is the only other one that I use besides Steam, and only out of necessity, like only for games that you can only get on Origin.
Well, then I'm going to bring up one of my favorite alternatives: good old games.
They have their own gaming sales platform now.
Yeah, well, they've had that for a while. That was their whole thing, but they now actually do have an app that runs, and they're even adding some of the social stuff, and I think they've actually just added achievements. But I mean, they're also pulling in some new games as well. I mean, apparently, what was the name? Kingdom Come Deliverance was on there, and uh, one that I enjoy that's old is Boulder's Gate, and I believe they also have Icewind Dale.
Dude, Spot, they got fucking Star Wars Pod Racer. Cuphead. Wow, they got Cuphead on here? Dang.
Oh, yeah, it's like Cuphead, yeah. But here's another reason why I like GOG is it's generally DRM free, which means you own the game you purchase. I mean, granted, it's still digital distribution, but they give you the game installer so that you do not need to actually have any programs running to enable play to the game that is not in and of the game itself. So, with Steam games, you have to have Steam open to play the game.
That's not
GOG
true.
games,
What? That's not true.
Steam can be in offline mode,
Yeah.
which you don't need internet.
but you still have to have Steam running and installed,
What?
right?
No.
Yes,
What?
in
Yes.
offline mode.
Really? I don't.
And offline mode only lasts about 2 weeks before you're forced to go online and
Incorrect.
re-
Incorrect.
See, I've
I
never.
didn't have internet in my house for so long, years, and I'll maybe connect my computer every once a month or so to the internet. So, once you're in offline mode, you can stay in offline mode for indefinitely if you want to.
I remember just last week trying it, and it forced me off offline mode and to re-authenticate.
Yes, it does weird shit sometimes like that, but it does different people.
But I mean, what specifically with GOG is you don't even have to have their thing installed. You can just download the game and install the game directly without having to install anything else and play it.
That sounds
I
nice.
do have a few games from them. Then I have the old one called Impulse. Remember that one?
Nope.
Damn, now you remember that one?
Well, I've been mainly console. Growing up, I was all console. Like, the first thing we had was a PlayStation 2. And then from there, we got, several years later, for Christmas, we got a Wii. I had a
Impulse
I had a
was like
GameCube at one
Stardust
time.
Entertainment.
The original Xbox, OG Xbox. I had that.
OG Xbox.
OG, man. Fucking just Xbox back then. And let me see.
Dang it. They should make the next Xbox called the OG Xbox.
Are they?
Well, I mean,
Well, they should.
What they do is the Xbox 360, some very sub versions, then the Xbox One, and then the Xbox One X. So its an acronym is Xbox.
And then they actually had. Didn't they release like an Xbox Scorpion that's like $500?
I thought the Scorpion was some internal dev thing for when they were developing developing the Xbox
Oh,
One or the
Scorpio.
Xbox One X.
Scorpio. I'll get Project Scorpio Edition. $800 at Walmart. Online. Good God. Priced at $5.99, the Xbox One X Project Scorpio Edition includes a gradient design on the console itself. Okay, yeah, sure.
Whoa.
Ew. But, okay. Are we out of topics
What's
now?
it do?
Pretty much everything a fucking Xbox One does, but better.
Does it really? Or is it just in a shinier case?
I mean, does the Xbox really run great at all? Some would argue no, some would argue yes.
It
My
does its
argument,
thing. It
as I
does its
say, my
thing
argument
relatively
is that it
okay.
does its thing. That's all it needs to do.
Does it still have overheating issues like it used to?
No, I haven't had any issues with my Xbox One overheating.
My thing with the Xbox One and PS4 is it is damn near impossible to actually turn those things off without digging around in settings.
Yeah.
Well, you can put it into sleep in a low power mode, but we may
God
have to,
forbid you just unplug the damn machine. Just unplug the goddamn machine from the wall. That's how you turn it off.
well,
My
with-
thing
I-
is, when I turn it back on
You'll
after
just suck
like,
your life force out of the air and you'll die.
I go to turn it on after like a couple weeks of not doing it, and there's like a fucking 2 gigabyte update that has to happen. I'm like, oh my God. So
well,
now,
I'd say with the PS4, it's you go into the settings, you go down to power, and then there's some sort of sleep mode, standby mode, and turn off. And it takes some time to turn off. And I'm like, I remember when consoles were literally you put the game in, flick it on, and you flick it off. That was it.
I agree with you on that. The Xbox One does take like 5 minutes to power off for some reason.
And if you don't properly shut down the PS4 when it if it loses power, it spends all that time rebuilding the database, as it says. And I bet you it's still doing other shit. And fuck, this being a large company, I don't trust to leave it on all the time. Not to mention the power it consumes on all the time. When the consoles I have, I don't play them all that much.
Yeah, I very like if I on an off day and the kids are sleeping, I will turn on the Xbox while they're sleeping. But that's like about it. That's really the only. Or if I'm not in the mood to do anything on the computer, I'll turn on the Xbox.
Well, I mean, the PS4. There's currently 3 games that I have that I want to play on it, and that's Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, and Shadows of the Colossus. I couldn't speak for a moment.
Do we need a wrap up so you can go to bed?
It is actually kind of close to time.
Yeah. We're at almost an hour, which is a decent time.
I'd say for like 4 tired people who just got off of work, that was pretty decent.
Oh, yeah.
And
So, any last thoughts? Anybody? Yeah, everybody? Spot? Did you win the game? He's probably in a new game by now. Fuck.
He's gone. He left. What are you talking about?
Did he?
Wow.
well, I'd at least like to say that my thoughts go out to the family of Total Biscuit, and yeah, my thoughts go out to you.
Yeah, well, mine too. I didn't know you, but sorry for your loss.
Indeed.
Well, on that sad note, this is...
If you touch it, it'll grow.
Oh, God. Bad timing there. But yeah, speaking for Articas, Denialist, and Spot. This is CrimsonLance, and we're going to sign off now. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Later.
Goodbye.
Have a good one.